Well, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another video about fixing my mistakes. This is a 3 to 6 parter because I'm doing 3 to 6 drives. And here we have the mess known as electrolytic radials, where there should be SMDs, because Shane is so scared of SMDs. I think my main fear comes from the way that when the SMD dies, it sort of just goes all over the board. Whereas a radial has the legs, so whatever comes out of the radial will go down the legs first, giving you a bit of a buffer between the board and the precious circuit board and all its traces. But I guess that's just a rational fear, which is, I guess, sort of the root cause of my anxiety at times. So there you go. You learn something every day. So we've got 47, 147, 16, 10 and 16 volt. So I'm going to need more of them. This one has 147. We're using 35 volt because it's what I had on hand, and I figure that's good enough for me. Oh. Well, I'll be. I've actually got a 16 volt one. See, Panasonic used to put the correct numbers on there, 16S, and a dot. I think the dot means it's ROHS friendly. But they changed, and now you've got to go look at their stats on their website. So let me have a look. So I'm actually saving. Oh, I'm saving this one for a floppy drive. Okay, well, back in the little thing you go. Since I've got to put 2 of these in, I might as well make sure they're the same rating, the same series. So this one's good. How'd you go? 135. Out of frame, of course. 35 volt, 47 UF. And one more. No way! Did you see that? They're laid on top of each other like magnets. You see, that's why you're watching this video, because you want to see things like that. Let me tell you, that's not a common thing. That's one for the history books. Where the heck are my 100s? That's rubbish. That's keeping. What's this? 100s. Perfect. That's exactly what I need. I like these 100s. They're very tall. The bigger the voltage, the bigger the capacitor. You should see some of the... I've got a 33 microfarad 400 volt capacitor for the TeraDrive power supply. It is freaking huge. I mean, the farads also make it go up, but... Damn. Oh, what are these ones? They're huge too. That one's huge. They're all huge. Oh, here it is. I think this is it. Nope. Must be this one. Oh, this is a 200 volt, 330 UF. So it's got the best of both worlds. Let's have a look at it. I'm actually opening it. Oh, how exciting! Oh, actually, these are all. Oh, no, this is TeraDrive. This is says stuff. Oh, there it is. It's up there. Made short work of that label. Whoa! Look at the size of that. That's a nice capacitor. Gosh. Mother warned me there'd be days like these. And look at that branding. Let's get a close up of that because it is just absolutely gorgeous. It is perhaps my favourite electrolytic capacitor company. That's right, Rubicon. I never leave home without one. In radial anyway. When it comes to surface mount, you can't go much better than the Pannies or Matsushita. They're pretty damn good. I certainly have no complaints. That said, nothing's caught on fire yet. These are Rubicons along here. That's one thing I did do that I'm not disappointed with. So desolder, much the same as before. You can't see what I'm doing, but that's okay. Still can't see what I'm doing. There you go, you'll be able to see sort of what I'm doing. So I'm just heating up my nice big old things. Get them off here. Picked up a new tip for my Hacko as well for drag soldering. Don't you reconnect? Now, one of the good things about the TeraDrive is you can opt to use an XT IDE card, which can give you a a 2 gigabyte hard drive, which is pretty damn good in a computer that had a 30 meg one. Or another thing you can do is actually retrofit it with a hard drive. I mean, the Model 2 and the Model 1 both can take the hard drives from the Model 3. There's nothing missing. They didn't leave anything out. They were very lazy in that respect, I suppose, because they didn't want to manufacture multiple boards, although they did do a range of fixes on them. I didn't put those other ones on the right way, didn't I? Negative, 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 yes. Good, good. Never hurts to check things. So next we want to clean the pads, so we're going to use some desolder braid. And this stuff never seems to run out. No matter how much I desolder and desolder braid, it's always really hot. That said, it is copper, isn't it? No idea. It's lead-free compatible. That's a good one. That is a good one. I always like to give my desolder braid a bit of a stretch, just so it's got more surface area to cling on to. There we go. Pads are looking good. I'm sure there was a TeraDrive hard drive where I damaged one of the pads. I have a feeling that is currently installed in the TeraDrive itself, so we'll address that very soon. Oh, missed a bit. There we go. Good as 20 to 30 years old. Actually, no, not that good. It's a little bit old. A little bit older than. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Anyway, same thing as before. My little piece of solder has shrunk too much. I need another piece. Just using little scraps I've got lying around at the moment. So we're going with the negative pads. Just adding some solder onto them. Make them nice and soldery. It's incredible how much I've learnt by actually doing soldering. It's just one of those things people who have got some sort of training or just been doing it since they were kids take for granted. It is I've got to say, it's quite satisfying. So I'm going to position. We'll start with the 100. Get him nice and in the middle. Where is the middle? Looks like it might be the middle. Be crooked. Try and straighten him out. Don't want him turning to a life of crime. Not yet, anyway. Woo! Yes, that heats up quick. Make sure your other side is actually on the pad. That's pretty important. Let's go ahead and do the same thing with the other ones. Apply a bit of pressure, but remember, the longer you leave heat attached to that pad, the longer, or rather the hotter it is going to be. Oh, that one's crooked. Get it free, get it free. Ah! Oh, it's too hot. Recovered from that one pretty good, although I've lost all my solder. It's now probably sitting on the... You see, if I was a robot in a factory, I'd be gluing these down a little bit before I use my robotic arm to, well, whatever robots do. I'm not a bloody robot. So a little bit of heat. This is a different capacitor. So I want to melt the other one. Yep, it's too far over this way. That's fine. I'll address that in a second. Lickety split like Yola, trip it up. The capacitor is hot. It's crooked again. This one just doesn't. It's not even soldered. Thanks, capacitor. Not. What's anti-thanks? Just thanks, but sarcastic, isn't it? Really. Oh, what am I doing? Bent solder. At least the 100 is going to be in okay. Quite a bit more later. 47 seems to be down okay. If I'm wrong, then we'll find out when it all catches fire in testing. No, don't go on the soldering. The pad. On the pad. Yes, that's the way. Do the other side of this 100 before we pop that other one in. That's a bit better. This one cooled down. Yeah. Oh, no, it hasn't. Ow. Ow, 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 ow. Stop touching it. Okay. I can do that. Let's go ahead and try it again. Bit more solder. Oh, a little bit of solder there. Bit more solder onto this pad. Let's go solder crazy. Yeah. I love going solder crazy. Don't tell anyone, it's one of my darker sides. Professionals look down on me, but it's alright. I'm just in it for the money. I mean fun! Did I say money? What money am I getting? Son of a gun. He's still on the pads. Let's add a bit of solder under here. What the heck is that? There appears to be just a blob of solder starting its own little nation there. Off the cover. Capacitor. I guess that one's not going to come up. Cool down again. It's difficult to sort of get in at the right angle. Ha, I did it. Let's do it again. I think that's good. Oh, capacitors. Capacitors. You are my friends. Not really, not when they leak. Alright, that's it. That's 2 hard drives done. 1 more to go. So I'll have to go pull out the old TeraDrive. We might even give the TeraDrive a bit of a test just to make sure it's still faulty and showing the original fault. And by doing that, we can then repair the power supply, hopefully. See if replacing all the capacitors actually does anything. Stay tuned. We'll have more in a little bit.